Now, I quickly wanted to grab your attention before we get into the video, because what I see a lot right now in the crypto trading market is that a lot of traders are trading without a strategy, without risk management. They're essentially gambling. And that is truly where I think the Cilinix Premium Group has a lot of value, because not only do you get profitable signals, trades you can follow easily, you get material to make you a profitable trader yourself. And right now we have also added indicators that I have coded myself, such as the Momentum Initiative candle, which you can see on the screen, accurately predicted new momentum coming in at the recent Bitcoin bottom. Incredibly valuable. Links will be down in the description. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to your daily morning update on Ethereum. We're going to do a full update on Ethereum. We'll talk mostly about the technicals and about some market-wide fundamentals. I don't think that there's anything that we need to talk about regarding Ethereum specifically. I mean, I could talk about the Ethereum validator queue, of course. So there's still quite a lot of Ethereum that's in the queue to be unstaked, which is ultimately not amazing, because if that much Ethereum is waiting to be unstaked, you can ask yourself the question, okay, why do these entities and these whales, etc., want to unstake their Ethereum? There's a couple of different answers, but one of them is obviously selling. So there's a bit of a supply overhang coming from that. And then outside of that, I think the ETF inflows, as far as I've seen them, have also not been amazing. As you can see, we're still getting net outflows when you talk about the month of November. And these are actually the strongest, or at least the longest continuing outflows, it seems to me, almost, since April 2025, obviously, when we formed a market bottom. So that is that's not amazing, and that also results in Ethereum, where yesterday morning I said, okay, we actually do see some signs of Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin, and there's still some signs regarding that, but it has slowed down a bit, right? I mean, you can see that ETH BTC, which is by far the best measure to actually accurately gauge how strong Ethereum is against Bitcoin, is sitting around the trend. On the 12-hour time frame, it's sitting below the trend. On the daily time frame, it is also very much sitting below the trend, which means that it is still in a downtrend, and that we cannot reasonably expect Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin. Outside of that, when we talk about the correlation that Ethereum has to Bitcoin, it is also extremely high. It's around 87% right now, which means that for 87% of the price action that Bitcoin does, Ethereum moves completely together with that, right? So that's ultimately those fundamentals in combination with what we're seeing with the correlation and the relative strength. I cannot be very bullish on Ethereum, but the thing is that I cannot be specifically bullish on Ethereum, but I can be bullish on its ultimate price action, right? Because what I expect when I'm talking about the general markets is more bullish momentum. I think Bitcoin, when we're talking about that, which, like I said, is relevant because of the high correlation, I think Bitcoin has formed a nice high time frame bottom right here at 100,000, and I think it has a very good chance to reclaim critical support right here at 106,500, and with that gain some more stability. And even though I think that there's a couple of fundamental reasons, why you would expect Ethereum to underperform Bitcoin, I don't think it will underperform Bitcoin to an extent that it will not follow this. All right, so when we're talking about Bitcoin, and Ethereum looks similar, to be fair, because what is happening right now with Ethereum is that we got recovery into the value area low. And I should actually make this a little bit different, like this, into this area right here between 3,760 and 3,650. Okay, that is basically the area that we need to reclaim if we want to get back into this general area on top of 3,700, which we, for example, also held after the 10th of October. And we want to get back into that, but it is a very strong resistance level, right? I mean, ultimately, on the higher time frames, you can see it's extremely strong. So that's purely technically, but then we also have the daily and the 12-hour downtrends. We have the 30-day rolling VWAP, and then at the same point of time, there's not a lot of momentum, right? So you have a very strong resistance level. We have some imbalances to the downsides, especially if you look at the 4-hour time frame. You can see we have an imbalance all the way down, basically into 3,400. So that's at least where we have the 7-day rolling VWAP. So then you have no strong momentum. You have good recovery, but not a lot of momentum. You have a strong resistance level above us, right here between, like I said, 3,650 and 3,760. And then those imbalances to the downsides make it most likely, in my opinion, that, in In what order we will do this, I don't really care. Like, we could spike up and then fill the imbalance, or we could fill the imbalance and then spike up. But ultimately, I think we are going to fill that imbalance, find support, gain stability, and ultimately get that move into 3,760, which is the final resistance level. And then it's very much dependent on what type of rejection we get at that level, because I do think we will get a rejection there. It depends on that, what will happen afterwards, right? So for example, if we get to that level at 3,760, and then afterwards, after that rejection, we're able to hold 3,640, we have technically, to certain extents, or at least by certain measures, we have reclaimed back into the range. And then I would say, okay, it's most likely we'll see some further bullish price action and some more recovery. But if we get a rejection under 3,640, and this is, I'll keep you updated on this, of course, but then it's such a strong rejection that I would say, okay, it's more likely that we will push down all the way to 3,300 again. So short term, this is what I expect, and then I will keep you updated on the reaction and what I expect from Ethereum after the reaction we get at 3,760. So I'll keep you updated on that, but that is what I think you need to know for now. So thank you for watching, everybody. Take care and bye.